My name is Dr. Sheila Mannix. I am a mother of two now adult sons. We have been the victims of government-based racketeering activity in Illinois' family court system for over a decade, which alleged criminal activity has been corroborated by an April 10, 2010 certified legislative report that I was able to obtain from a Freedom of Information Act request. The report was issued by the Illinois Family Law Study Committee, a committee tasked with evaluating the current laws in practice and making recommendations to the Illinois legislature for improvements. The report states, quote, "Secondarily, the effect of the present system in practice has created cottage industries of GALs, child representatives, custody evaluators, and others who have increased litigation costs and are not necessarily helpful in reducing the conflicts between the parents." End of quote. I am also the co-founder of Illinois Family Court Accountability Advocates, or IFCAA, created in 2005 under the assumed name for the nonprofit organization I created in 1995 called In All Our Best Interest, when I was engaging in my professional endeavors before becoming a victim of court-based government corruption. I am an Illinois licensed clinical psychologist and PhD level trained research neuroscientist with expertise in the multivariate analysis of complex systems, the conceptualization of multi-layered intervention strategies, and the profiling of observable sociopathic behaviors in illegitimate authority, especially within the constraints of judicial proceedings, pursuant to my trademark curriculum. On October 13, 2006, I gave 1 hour of testimony in an IFCAA co-membership case, which resulted in an April 2008 appellate court opinion that included the statement, "I produced direct evidence regarding several other judges' involvement in the bribery scheme." End of quote. No Illinois state or federal officials have taken the point to stop the now fully verified crimes taking place in Illinois' family court system on the federal taxpayers' tab. In fact, the opposite has happened: retaliation and impeachable abuses of power. 12 years ago, in May 2000, on behalf of my sons and myself, I sought protection and relief from the Cook County, Illinois Family Court, specifically protection from domestic violence of my ex-husband, from whom I had divorced in 1993, and relief regarding enforcement of child support and other child-related expenses. I was not told by my private attorney that in Illinois, as in most states, there is an administrative procedure to expedite child support matters subsidized by federal funds, which would have kept my family out of the family court system cottage industries. He advised me that we would focus on the child support matters, which would cause the domestic violence of my ex-husband to be fully exposed. This is exactly what happened. In June 2001, as soon as the judge awarded a small increase in child support and an arrears award, my ex-husband's domestic violence escalated, especially toward our children. And within 6 months, he filed a sole custody petition against me, falsely alleging abuse by me against our children. I was completely naive to the fact that this was the first step in the initiation of court-based racketeering activity in my family's case through a fabricated custody battle, specifically that my children and I would not be protected from abuse but would be further victimized by public corruption in order to perpetrate extortion of my family's private assets and perpetrate massive fraud against state and federal taxpayers. During the third round of the racketeering in my family's case on Halloween 2005, with a Lake County Circuit Court order of protection in full force and effect, obtained with my then 15-year-old son's direct testimony under oath of his father's threats of physical violence and physical violence toward him and his little brother, my sons were put into the custody of their abuser with no contact with me, with a temporary order entered during an ex parte proceeding by a Cook County judge who had no jurisdiction, and based only on the statutorily prohibited opinion of a child representative named David Wessel, who was appointed to my family's case in 2002 for the sole purpose of severing our federally protected, constitutionally secured liberty interest, specifically familial and property rights, for a criminal financial motive. My family was targeted because the state court actors erroneously believed my family in New England was extremely wealthy. The state court actors believed our abusers' lie that there was a $1 million trust fund that they could access. My sons and I never got an evidentiary hearing. They were held hostage for 3 and 5.5 years, respectively, with their abuser. My younger son found his father's drug stash, and on June 24, 2011, he stood up to his violent, active alcoholic abuser alone, blackmailing him with exposure in order to win his freedom 4 months before he turned 18. The irreparable harm to my once thriving sons by the state court included multiple runaway attempts, only to be threatened by the local police if they did not return to their abuser, self-mutilation, an over-the-counter cough medicine near-fatal drug overdose, alcohol addiction, drug abuse, shoplifting criminal behavior, and deterioration of academic performance, including my younger son, who was diagnosed with a learning disability in 3rd grade, being taken from all his special educational programs. My sons and I have lost over $1 million of our family's assets, 3 court-appointed evaluators for a cost of over $48,000 falsely alleged that my sons and I are psychotic. We have been defamed, criminalized, pathologized, and impoverished, such that my younger son and I are now on public aid to feed ourselves, and our home was lost to a foreclosure executed in the same state court, which has refused to protect us from abuse and refused to enforce an over $100,000 back child support debt with which I could have restored our mortgage held by Chase Bank. Enough to the nation's pay-to-play parenthood, family rat courts. Onward for the children, that they may have peace. Thank you.